Hey, you, welcome back to the channel. And today I'd like to talk to you all a little bit about the platform's project over on Whaleshares social network. So, I have been saying quite a bit that I feel that social media over the blockchain is probably one of the best uses of blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies, because they create these networks where we can transfer value back to one another. And this power to distribute amongst ourselves, to give value over to one another in a network, it's just an awesome use of this technology, and probably one of the ones that makes the most sense to me. So over the last few years, we had began to see the emergence of these social media sites that would allow us to transfer this value by rating, by voting, upvoting posts, content, the things that give value. And the community would then choose what the value of this content share would be. Um, and so we've seen that at the very height of that, maybe sites like Steam It. But it's run into several issues. And so, what platforms is doing, and I'm just going to read to you here in their own words about what it is. Platforms is a community of cryptocurrency enthusiasts that love to join and learn about new projects and communities. Platforms has a broad range of supported topics and aims to help users grow as well. Projects created through platforms. The platform team hopes to make platforms the hub of cryptocurrency projects across multiple blockchains. We are currently testing out a new system where we allow users to manage a project of their choice owned by platforms in exchange for platforms tokens. Platforms is currently working on growing the list of projects we support, so we are opening this opportunity up to more people. If you create a project through platforms, you will be in complete control of the project. Our only requirement is that we own the account and maintain control of both the owner and active key. It may not seem ideal to have us to own the project that you would like to make, but we do this because we supply you with platforms and other whale tokens given to us by our sponsors and partners. The platforms team will retain 100% of the post payouts earned and pay you using platforms. The account will be added to the list of accounts backing our platform's token to mutually benefit us and you. The platforms team will create an announcement channel within our Discord just for your project so you can grow the account within our community. So, this is very, very interesting, very important. And let me explain why I'm saying that. So, one major issue with this particular area of social media across the blockchain has always been this idea of the community owns the rewards pool and who gets to utilize the rewards pool. And I think it's fallen on many camps. There are many camps and many ideas about this. I think I fall under the camp where I believe we should delegate it over to groups, parties that we trust that are able to do a much better job at it than we are. And why do I say that? Because one of the throwbacks or issues with, or setbacks rather, with the way the system works is that sometimes what will happen is it's very difficult for, as people began to grow in these networks, it's very hard for them to sometimes be part of the community in the way it was really truly meant to be. And that's by sharing in the community, giving over value to others. What I'm seeing happening, or what I've seen happen a great deal in this particular space, is people who kind of just break off into these very tight knit conclaves, and that's not well for velocity of money distribution and growth of a network, right? So platforms does a few things here. On one end, what it does is it first allows for better distribution by handing over or delegating this out to people who are committed to this, who know the space well and going to do a better job at it, probably. And the next thing it does is it helps to fund projects, specific projects that can actually make the Whaleshares platform grow and be sustainable. And I would encourage many of you, especially many of you whales who have gained very large positions, because with a lot of this position and power comes quite a great degree of responsibility. I would encourage you to use that in a situation like platforms, to give that value and authority over to something like platforms who are going to do a really good job to benefit us all throughout this network. I believe that it will grow the network to a sustainable level and give a much more fair outlook on how the rewards pool fund should be spent. And, many of us come from a place of, the reality of it is that you invest in this, you put your stake in this, and when you get your stake, you can do whatever you want with it. And where that is theoretically true, I don't think it's necessarily morally or ethically true. And what I mean by that is this rewards pool belongs to each and every one of us, right? It's not one person who should control the rewards pool entirely. And I think it should be controlled to the best capacity possible, right? And the reality is many of us just aren't as committed to seeing fair distribution across the network, really seeing this network grow and be sustainable outside our own little boxes. And within those very little small boxes that we close ourselves up in, we forget that the whole purpose of this is to be this vast social network that grows value across the network, not just for a few people, not just for you to upvote yourself every day or have 2 or 3 people that upvote you to infinity and beyond and pull from that rewards pool without responsibly giving over the value to the network as a whole, right? And, maybe it's not just platforms that's going to be able to accomplish this, but I do think models like this in the future for this particular type of project and space is going to be what is much needed, and is going to benefit us a great deal in the whole. And I think that we won't have to worry about competition so much or not being around, because if we get it right in the beginning and we find a system that works for all as a whole, we're going to be able to grow, and people are going to want to participate. They're going to like it. They're going to not feel the weight and the height of the conclaves and the collusions, and don't feel that their value is not fairly represented. Starting off like this, in a way like this, is what's going to make this successful, these type projects successful. So I encourage you all to join in. Even if you don't have much Whaleshare power, I think this is the new way forward. I have given over my account to the value of this network so they can be able to create a much more sustainable and valuable network. And again, I'm calling out many whales who I see on the site, and some of them are doing a pretty good job, but there are limits to what can be done, and groups that are basically specialized in this type of area, I think, are going to be key to success of platforms like this, and many others are starting to adopt this type of approach. So if you have any questions at all about the project, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Would love for you all to go join. If you have a project that benefits Whaleshares in some way, you can come over, you can join platforms, and that project will possibly get funded if it meets the criteria of platforms. But that's all I want to say in this video, guys. Guys, if you like content like this, don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to join us over on Whaleshares. And until next time, guys, take care.